Hey, good morning, everybody. All right, I'm coming to you live right now from Weston's Sane Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. As you can see, the doors are all open and well, everyone's escaped. But I'm still here, and that's okay. Actually, it's kind of a neat place. The Weston Asylum was one of the very first insane asylums ever created in the United States. It was right after the Civil War, and they set this thing up, and it's a massive complex. But it needs a little work, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about something kind of insane that sometimes drives me nuts, but maybe it shouldn't. And that would be the prices of records. Now, I've been buying records for many, many years, and I still can go back and think of the 80s. Oh my God, the 80s, I only had to pay this much for this album. And you try to put that to what you pay nowadays. Well, first off, there's things called inflation or stuff like that. But what is the right price for a record album? Do we pay too much now or don't we pay too much now? Whose fault is that? I mean, it really comes down to, are companies just trying to take advantage of us? Do all these record stores, are they out there trying just to, hey, let's get whatever we can? And I got to thinking about this. I come home and I can be upset and call my wife, man, I can't believe the prices of this stuff's gone crazy. And I was in one record store. It's out in Beckley, West Virginia. They don't have a lot of vinyl, and I've gone there for years. It used to be really inexpensive there, but suddenly they found Discogs or eBay, and so I'm looking and have these Black Sabbath albums. They're older Black Sabbath albums. They were beat up, maybe even maybe a rating of good. I mean, they were that bad. The vinyl was really dirty, and they're asking $20 to $30 for them. 20 to 30, and then I go down to a place down in Loveland, Ohio, Plaid Records, I believe. And you look at the pricing, and you've even compared to Discogs. Discogs is the medium price is $10. They're going to be $8. Where are you going to go? I mean, it's an easy choice. You can see someone that's trying to gouge and take advantage versus someone that's trying to sell. Well, so I began thinking about this record pricing. What is it? It's basically it's the law of supply and demand. It's basic economics. And who sets the price? We do. We, as the buyers, set the price. It's by what we buy. For instance, I recently bought this. I showed this one here. This is the Michael Hurley album. Sorry, it doesn't show up very well here. And I paid $40 for that. $40, that's quite a bit. But to me, it was worth it. The thing is now, by paying $40, I've set a price. It can go out there, something that that place can put it in on Discogs, sold for $40. Someone else says, hey, that sold for $40. Maybe I can get $50 for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how it works, There's a demand. If there's a demand and I can supply it, well, the less supply, the more demand, and the price goes up. There's another album here. Oh, this is Skip James. They're the early blues. I bought this back in the 80s. Paid $35 for it back in the 80s on here. Did I spend too much? To me, it was worth it. To me, it's something that I wanted. But at that time, again, I helped set the price. They were asking for that much. If everyone went and looked at it and says, you know what, not going to buy it for $35, if that's what everybody said, the price would come down. It would eventually come down. But then you get someone like me that buys it, up it goes. You have other albums like this. This is one I just bought that I really, really liked. I spent $2 for that. $2. It's been sitting around. It's been sitting around in other places because the public isn't, putting a big price on it. So they're having a hard time. So price drops, supply and demand. You look at, record store day. I've been doing it for many years, and the prices keep escalating up. They keep going up. Why is that? Are people trying to be greedy? There's some of that, but the fact is, each record store day, more and more people participate. And as more people participate, you know what? We're going to put out more records, but also we can start putting up the price until eventually they find that point where, okay, this is the price, and this is the demand for it, and right in the middle, we found it. It works really good there. But eventually, the price gets too much, and people don't buy it, and then they go, okay, all right, we found too high a price. We're going to have to bring it down. I mean, it's again, basic economics with supply and demand. And I kind of the caution. What worries me is, first off, I'm glad a lot of people are buying vinyl. I really am. You hear people, oh, so many. Eventually everyone's going to sell them off or whatever. Thanks to people buying more vinyl, it's allowed more selection out there. New things have come out. Vinyl's been re-energized. Sure, prices went up. Why? Because there's demand for it. Again, supply and demand. More people in it, more people demand it. I can charge more for it. That's nothing wrong with that. That's called capitalism. It's okay. I get it. I'm fine with that. But the key is keeping all these people still buying vinyl, and that it doesn't become a fad. And I think back a cautionary tale in the late 80s and early 90s in America. Baseball cards, right? Basically trading cards went through the roof. Now, when I was a kid back in the 60s and early 70s, I bought a lot of trading cards. I mean, I'd go my paper out money, I'd get my quarter, I'd go buy baseball cards. Eventually, I got into music instead, and that's where my money went. But I bought tons of stuff. Look at, and we're talking hundreds of thousands of cards that I own on here, and they're nicely wrapped. As I've always taken care of them. I have all these cards from when I was a kid, from the 60s and 70s, and I got books of this stuff. Well, in the late 80s and 90s, baseball cards took off again. And I have cards that suddenly, I had 4 of 1 cards, a pitcher, Nolan Ryan. Something they're asking $400 to $500 for that card. $400 to $500, and I had 4 of them. I didn't sell them because, hey, what a great investment. But as the prices rocket, all these other companies began getting into it. Sun Like Records, suddenly there's all kinds of new record companies out there, all kinds of new people making things. And so it happened in the trading cards. New people began getting the market. So they put out like this baseball card. Well, guess what? Hey, let's put out a limited edition. We'll put out this one. Wait a second. How about another limited edition? So they put out this one. Then let's make a shiny one. And they began to do this. More and more limited editions coming out to get the public to buy more. Because, okay, that one limited edition is the beginning of the year, but this other one's, toward the end of the year. And thus we would spend more money on various baseball cards. Well, what happened by the mid-90s is market dropped, and it's never gone back. That $400 card that I had, $70 now, $60 high. That's what happened. People got out of the market. The supply took over. There's more supply than demand. So the pricing changed and the bottom fell out, and people never really got back into it. But now you see this with vinyl. A lot of people are getting into it. The price is going up. That's the way it goes. The caution is, will everyone stay involved? If they don't, if people start getting out of vinyl, guess what? Prices will fall, but so will the supply. Try to find baseball cards now. You don't find them in a lot of places. It used to be everywhere. They're harder to find. The same would happen with vinyl. I was talking to a record store owner, and we were just we were discussing just about the business. And he goes, every week, every week I have 2, 3, maybe 4 people call me and go, what's it cost to open a record store? I'd like to open a record store. I mean, this was like the guy just shakes his head and goes, they have no idea. But they've been out, they bought tons of records, and suddenly I'm going to have a record store. And, even as you look at that, I think back in the 90s, I couldn't find a record store. You know, where I was living, there was nothing. I had to go 2-3 hours to get a record store. Now I can find a record store, you know, and I'm in the middle part of Michigan, and I would say within a half hour, I can hit 6 different places for records. But 5-6 years ago, that didn't happen. There's one, then there was two. There wasn't much out there. It's changed, and that's good for me. Again, prices have gone up, but now everyone else is getting in. We go back to the cautionary tale of baseball cards. Everybody began, suddenly there's all these card shows out there. Everyone's selling baseball cards. Now, I opened up my own tables and had that. And, you know, I'd go out and bring it there. It's, you know, it's all about how much money can I get for that? How much money can I get for it? Because this is how much it costs. You'd look at, you know, magazines and say, this is the price of it. And thus you try to get that. So you see that now there's more record shows. Again, great. I like that. I love record shows. But the problem is, well, you know, again, the prices will keep going up, and eventually prices get to such as the public, the people who set the price, you know, through our demand, you know, we're going to go, enough's enough. I'm not going to spend that much more. Or those that have been buying will say, you know what? I'm going to sell my stuff because I know I can get all this because I think of it as an investment. Some people do. You buy records for an investment. That's all right. You know, it's up to you what you want to do. I've never sold a record. I mean, I don't think I can. It's just not my DNA. It's like those $400 baseball cards. I never sold them. $400. My God. Explain that to the wife. Woo. So, you know, but the same for records. So kind of, you know, as times, you know, as I get upset, you know, and I just have to step back and go, don't be upset about the price of records. We, the public, set the price. I bought an album for $40. I set the price on that. It's now out there. It can be on eBay. This is how much this album can go for. Others can buy it. You know, I bought this album for $1. $1. I bought this one for 25 cents. I set the price on that. You know what? People go, 25 cents. That's how much it's been selling. We said it. There's great deals to be found out there. Obviously, you have to look. But, you know, and there's lots of new things coming out. I always get concerned is I've seen companies with this vinyl. They'll come up with, there's one they had, well, we got this record. We have 4 different types of colored vinyl. 4 different types. That's overkill. And as I see all these new special things coming out, it's kind of that baseball card market. One type of baseball card, but we're going to go 5 different versions of it. Again, cautionary tale. Sometimes too much of a good thing can ruin it all. So there you go. I don't know, coherent or not, but I'm in an insane asylum and just want to talk about insane prices of albums. But really, remember, as the public, our demand sets prices, and it's all right. You know, what we pay is what we pay. You know, people have to make a living too. So there you go. Appreciate you listening to this rant. Thank you.